or something. We can see the slide like it's restricted in a quick way. So there's the one song in my community, like it's talk about the creation. The song is like 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒃 program and began distributing land ownership certificates. Government officials also visited my village to measure the land and issue 𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒃, which is the land ownership document. And when the government official pointed to the lands in the village and asked, "Who is the owner of this place? Who is the owner of this land?" And the people of my village, elders of my village, replied, "The owner of this land is forest, is river, is nature itself. We are only caretakers. Nature looks after us, and we grow our foods on this earth. There is no honor here. Only nature is the honor." So, and because of how people said there was no individual honor, the government declared all that land as state property, and making my community landless. The land then went into the hands of the ruling class, leading to the exploitation and extraction of the land and its natural resources. They became rich and kept us, my community, as a bonded labor on the same land and nature that we care. So, and there is another story. During the 1970s, when government implemented a law policy, that is the conservation policy, they started creating the national parks in our land. They created 4 national parks, 1 national parks. I think you have visited, most of the people who have been in Nepal, they have visited the 1 national park, 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒃 National Park, and 𝒍𝒐𝒄𝒂𝒃 National Park, and 𝒂𝒂𝒃 National Park. As a consequences, they forced eviction. They displaced us from our own land, and they created a fortress conservation system. And they criminalize us. They restrict us to enter on that land, on that forest. Like they do a violence and human rights violations. If you go there are lots of people who is suffering from the violations that the state has done. And we lost our culture because our culture was connected with that forest. Because we were not allowed to enter, we lost our culture. We lost our food, and loss of culture and poverty and food insecurity right in the law. And the ultimate irony is protected areas put us, my community, but open to the tourism, infrastructure and commercial exploitation. This way, they disconnected us from the forest. My community is restricted to fish and collect wild food from the forest and fishing on the river. So, knowledge keepers and creators, my grandmothers are not knowledge keepers and creators. Elders, knowledge keepers, indigenous peoples are never regarded as expert in my country. Oh, in your country, like they were regarded as expert. But the person who interviewed them and wrote 1 or 2 articles and a thesis, that person becomes the expert of my own community. I teach knowledge should be recognized. Activities of my community that maintain biodiversity for centuries are now illegal. To enter on the river, forest and land. My country's law regard experts who have at least undergraduate degree, have been published on the journals and have 10 years of experience at least. But they restrict my grandmother, my grandfather, my community member, who would not have a degree to be an expert. And they have decoded how to live a sustainable life long before modern science found the solution. They have done lots of hit and try. If modern science and knowledge of the indigenous peoples are got together, then the world can find some of the best solutions for a better future world. Community forest system is made successful by the indigenous people. What the previous professor was talking about, community forest, like they're successful in Nepal. But from the community forest, indigenous peoples are not getting any benefit. The only benefit is going to the ruling class. So community-based science should communicate with the community. Science and the community knowledge must go hand in hand. Indigenous knowledge can help strengthen modern science, and it can also help modern science to take